Piercing, health, stress, and diet, how it affects it. Coming up next on New to Piercing, episode number 25. For those who are new to the channel, welcome to the Body Piercing and Tattooing channel. Hope you're enjoying the video, somebody find it helpful and useful, but you may not know who I am. My name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing studio located right here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. So this video is going to be about something we normally don't talk about when it comes to healing piercing, and that's health and stress and diet and how it affects how you heal and how doing these things can kind of speed up your healing process and make it a little smoother and reduce the likelihood of infection or other problems. We would love to discuss all of this. We could do aftercare instructions that last like 45 minutes to an hour, but for most of us, we try to kind of focus on the primary parts of it, which is cleaning it properly and cross-contamination prevention, because those are the two main elements of healing. This is kind of like the bonus class, the master class, so to speak, of other things that you can do to help speed up healing and reduce likelihood of problems. First thing is be in good health. Good health involves a lot of different things, but let's start off at the beginning. Sleep. You need to get 8 hours of sleep and rest. That's important in a lot of different ways, including reducing stress, which is another factor with healing piercings. The other thing is exercise. Getting out and moving around, it's going to reduce the amount of stress or kind of the buildup of stress. And I'll get into that a little bit later too. Healthy diet. And we're going to go into that pretty in depth, or at least give you an idea of what you should focus on and not focus on. The other thing is limiting the amount of wounds that you have or delaying piercings because you have something that's healing. We really don't talk. I mean, usually if you've followed me or you've listened to other piercers or done any research, we usually suggest only having about 3 to 4 maximum healing at one time. The reason for that is you're dividing up your body's resources to healing a piercing. The same comes to wounds. Like if you just got over a major surgery or you're healing from an accident or what have you, your body's resources are going to be divided up even more. So getting a piercing is just adding fuel to the fire. It's prolonging things even more. So if you have like you got in an accident, or maybe you got some stitches or had something removed or what have you, it's best to wait until you're completely through that healing process before getting piercing it. If you're getting pierced, it's a good idea to do maybe 2 or 3 in one sitting, let those heal out, and then do additional ones, or do one at a time. Don't pile on and do more and more and more in one sitting, or more and more and more over a period of time. It's usually best to kind of take it slow. Pre-existing health conditions can affect how you heal and how your body fights off infection. Things like diabetes, circulatory problems, immune deficiency disorders, and etc. can be a problem when healing a piercing. Whenever in doubt, if you have one of these issues, talk to your physician, doctor, medical professional, because they're going to have a better understanding of how your body heals wounds. If you have issues with healing wounds, piercings may not be a good option for you at all. And it's best, we don't always know or have all the answers. The one thing I will tell you is if it's medicated and under control, usually it isn't going to be an issue. The only thing I would suggest is be very diligent about cross-contamination prevention to eliminate the possibility of infection. Monitor the piercing closely, and also monitor your health condition. If you have diabetes, test your blood sugar regularly. Even though you feel like you have it under control, still do it. Now let's talk about stress. Stress causes a lot of different problems. The first one being is it increases hormones that will do things like suppress your immune system. They can suppress your body's ability to cause that inflammation it needs to seal off the wound, which puts you at a higher risk of infection or other problem. It can prolong inflammation, swelling, and it can slow down the wound repair, healing of the piercing. Immune suppression is a big issue, mainly from the standpoint is if you're highly stressed and then there's a microorganism that works its way into the piercing, you're at a higher risk of infection because your immune system can't kick in and really do what it needs to do, which is fight off that infection. So having high stress levels is going to increase the likelihood of infection. What it also can do, stress can do, is it can slow the delivery of blood cells and the nutrients and et cetera that your body needs to do wound repair. This can be a problem because the longer that wound is open, the longer that piercing is open, the more acceptable you are to infection and other problems. How to reduce stress? Sleep. Once again, sleep. Get your 8 hours. It's very important to decompress and do that. I don't know how to say this. I'm terrible at this myself. I tend to be a night owl. I tend to be a workaholic. It's really important. One thing I've learned over the years is I have to do it. There's no way around it. I tried to survive on 5 hours of sleep. It doesn't work. You get unhealthy, you get sick, etc. And your stress levels go through the roof. Eating healthy. Having a healthy diet can greatly reduce stress. Also cooking. Cooking at home for me is a great activity, especially if it involves a lot of chopping or activities that you have to focus on that instead of everything else that's going on and kind of detach you from all the things that are causing you stress. Exercise. Exercise is incredible at reducing stress. Get outside, do something. Me personally, I do a lot of biking. I have an e-bike. It's my main source of transportation. And on the weekends or when I have extra time or even when I get out of the shop, if I had a really busy day and I'm just kind of a little bit wired, I'll go and do a 20-mile ride on the trails and just kind of unwrap, so to speak, and wind down. It's a very important thing to do occasionally. I'll put on some music and just have at it. But you have to find a passion or otherwise exercise seems like a chore. Find something you enjoy, do that. Habits you want to avoid, unhealthy ones, things like smoking, drinking, and drug use. All those things can increase stress depending on what you're actually doing. It's just not good for you. It affects your health. It'll prolong healing. Smoking definitely prolongs healing. Alcohol use and drug use can do that too because it messes with your immune system and it puts additional stress on your body. Activities you can do to reduce stress. Reduce screen time. We live in a world where clickbait is all about getting negative response. And I don't know about you, but when I'm looking at the screen and I'm constantly being bombarded by negative things, I tend to look. I want to find out more about it. And it just gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. And by the end of it, you're just in a miserable mood, even though at the beginning you weren't. Reducing the amount of time that you spend online is going to greatly reduce the amount of stress you have. One of the things that I always find odd is one of the sections of bike trail they usually goes through Gray's Lake, which is a loop that goes around the lake. And I don't know how many people I'll see like just staring at their phone while they're walking the whole time. It's like, get outside, turn that thing off, don't touch anything. When I'm on the bike and I'm doing that, I don't answer the phone. And everybody in my life that's important knows that I'm not going to answer the phone. None of that stuff is immediate. Just shut it off and go do something that you enjoy and get out of your head. Music is a great way to reduce stress, especially music that you enjoy. Sublime is a prime example. If I'm in a bad mood, I'll put Sublime on and I'm smiling within 5 seconds. I don't know what that touchstone is for you. Find it, sit there and listen to it. And it will help kind of take you out of that funk. Socializing, getting out and actually talking to people and interacting with people will reduce stress. It's getting you out and away from isolation and away from this constant brewing pot of negativity. Deep breathing and meditation, both of those things will reduce stress. Meditation and deep breathing, both of those things are kind of one of those things where everybody needs to find their own way. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go, do meditation and have to spend all this money and everything else. Meditation can be as simple as just going for a walk. It can be writing a novel in your head. It can be focusing on something other than what is right in front of you. It comes down to kind of training your brain to shut off. Spending time outside. Getting out in nature, touching grass, as people will say, is important. But also make sure you put the phone away when you do it. Maybe listen to some music. Kind of double up, do a little bit of meditation, and just take in the world around you. Get ground level. Get out of the car. Hobbies. Hobbies are fantastic for reducing stress, especially the ones that you can kind of focus on and then leave. I tend to be hyper-focused on anything. So hobbies can be kind of a stressful situation for me sometimes. But I've learned to know when it's time to go, okay, you need to put this down. Things like photography, I don't know, knitting, whatever your go-to is, fishing. Me personally, I like fishing. I just don't like catching or eating. I don't like river fish. I'm not a big fan of most the fish you would catch in Iowa. Anyway, but find that thing that kind of takes you out of your norm, gets you out of your routine, and you can focus on and you really super enjoy. Now let's talk about diet. Things you need to focus on that are going to help speed up healings are fruits and vegetables, citrus fruits, berries, leafy greens. Dark leafy greens like spinach are fantastic because of the iron in them. Bell peppers, hot peppers, or spicy peppers. Sweet potatoes, tomatoes, avocados, red fruit and vegetables, dried fruit, peas. Sweet potatoes on here twice for some reason because I like sweet potatoes maybe. I don't know. Beets and beetroot, corn, bananas, apples, mangoes, oranges, grapefruit, dates, and raisins. All of those things will help with healing because they have vitamins and minerals in them that help supply your body with what it needs to heal that piercing. Meats and dairy, lean meats, fatty fish, red meat, shellfish, eggs, dairy, things like milk, cheese, yogurt, especially if it's cultured and it's an active culture, and tofu. Grains, nuts, and seeds. Fantastic snack food. Nuts and seeds. Doesn't really matter what kind. Just try to avoid things that have a lot of flavoring on them. I never quite understand with certain nuts, especially why we have to put a bunch of salt and crap on them. They are good just by themselves in most cases. Beans. The black beans, the pinto beans, the garbanzo beans, all those beans are good for you. Lentils, grains, brown rice, oats, whole grain breads, all those things will help because they're like everything else. They have the nutrients in there that you need to heal. And then other stuff, things like cooking with avocado oil or olive oil, and you are eating or adding yeast extract. Well, that's it. I hope I gave you some information that maybe will help speed up your next healing. Maybe you've been struggling with a piercing. It just seems like it's taking forever to heal. Hopefully there's some things in here that maybe you can think about and go, okay, well, maybe that's why. And try some of these things, and maybe you'll have better results. What are your experiences with this? Have you found diet and stress and everything else affecting your healing? What are some of the things that you do to reduce stress and et cetera? Leave a comment. Also, one other thing I've considered, and I don't know if I'm going to go down that road, is would anybody be interested in maybe some prep meals or meal suggestions as far as recipes and et cetera to help with healing? I don't know. I'd have to do some research. I'd have to think about that a bit, but it's an idea. Let me know in the comments if that's an idea that you like, and I'll see if I get enough response and motivation to do it. Till next time, here's hoping that your piercing seal of ease without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I'd love to see if your piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you in that next video.